All right, today's topic is point slope equations, writing multiple equations for each line. So let's get started. As you'll notice, I have 3 or 4 different colored pens and I've got a straight edge. Here we go. So the point slope formula is very important to understand or know what the point slope formula is. It is y minus y1 is equal to m parentheses x minus x1. So you need to have a grasp of that formula to be successful when you're writing all these different equations. And once you do, it becomes really easy. The 2 pieces of information that the point slope equation tell you, one is your starting point, which is x1, y1. And the second thing it tells you is your slope, which is your m. So again, I will circle. There's my y1, there's my x1. So those are my starting points, and that's where the numbers are going to go. And then the m is my slope right there. That's also going to be a number. The y here and the x here will always remain those variables. Okay, so let's get started. It says write an equation for each point on the line. So first things first, we need to identify what the starting point is in this equation. As you remember, y minus 3, so my y value on the point is 3. And then it says x plus 3 over here. We talked earlier about the x minus, so a negative 3 there. So a negative 3, positive 3 is my starting point. So negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to be my starting point on this line. My slope is that negative 2. So negative 2 or negative 2 over 1. And let's make some points based on that. So slope negative 2 down 2 right 1. There's a point. Those coordinates are negative 2 comma positive 1. Down 2 right. These coordinates are negative 1 positive 1. Negative 1, excuse me. Down 2 right 1. The coordinates here are 0 and negative 3. And then down 2 right 1. The coordinates here are positive 1 and negative 5. So as I go to graph this line, get my straight edge, put my arrows on the end of the line, I recognize that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 more points that we have identified. So I'm going to write those points over here because they are solutions that are on this line. So the first one we said was negative 2, positive 1. I'm going to change the colors on these, so make it a little bit easier. This next one was negative 1, negative 1. We had this point right here also on the line, 0, negative 3. And we also had this point right here, which was positive 1 and negative 5. So we identified 4 other points that are on this line. Being on this line, they all have the exact same slope. So I'm going to just write down negative 2 over 1, negative 2 over 1, negative 2 over 1, because they're all on the same line and they all have the same slope. And then, here we go. And this is the part where it becomes really straightforward. We take our formula, y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. And we just write it in. Y minus, now I'm going to leave space for my y1, is equal to my m. My m, again, was a negative 2 over 1. And then I'm going to put parentheses, my x minus my x1. Now we have our values. My negative 2 is my x, so x minus a negative 2. And that becomes x plus 2, and then y minus 1. So we have just written a new equation for this point. Let's do it for the next point. Again, the formula does not ever change. Y minus space equals my m, -2/1, or if you wanted to put -2, you could. Oops. X minus, and then for this one, I'm going to put a -1 here, which turns into a +1. Y minus a -1 there, which turns into a +1. So y plus 1 equals -2, parentheses, x plus 1 describes that point. The next one, I hope you're seeing a pattern. Y minus something is equal to -2/1, and then x minus whatever number. Now in this case, it's x minus 0, and in this case, it's y minus a -3, which turns into y plus 3. And then for the last one, y minus space is equal to -2/1 times x minus whatever number. Now our number for this one, it would be x minus 1, because that's my x value, and then y minus a -5, which turns into y plus 5. And we have just written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different equations for this line, because there are 5 different points that we have identified. Okay. What I want you to try is I want you to, on the next example, graph the line and then write as many different equations as you can for the amount of solutions that are on this line. Okay. I'll start you off by telling you the starting point. So y minus 2, that means our starting point is 2, because that's my y1. And then this one is x minus a -4, so my starting point would be -4 right there. And our slope is -2/3. So -4, +2, 1, 2, 3, 4, +2, boom. And you'll be able to get 3 more equations in on this graph. So I'll tell you what, let's get rid of this guy. 3 more equations for this graph. Good luck, and we'll see you in class.